I walked in on my boyfriend trying to unsuccessfully get my roommate to have intimacy with him while I was away, so I dumped him, and now he will face severe consequences. I am a junior in a mid-sized college. My soon-to-be ex-boyfriend goes to a state school around a 2-hour drive from my college, so he visits semi-often. We met through mutual friends and have been dating for around 2 years. He was my best friend, and I loved our dynamic more than anything. I live with 3 other people, my best friend Lee and 2 girls who got pulled into our apartment by university housing. The other girls are Emily and Michelle, who are best friends. As the year went on, all 4 of us got closer, and we considered each other friends. Emily and Lee went home for the weekend, so Michelle and I were in the apartment. My boyfriend came over Friday after class, and we spent the rest of the day together. We went to my sorority's social event but left early since my boyfriend was tired. Michelle is in the army and is super fit and beautiful. She has a ton of tattoos and is overall a badass girl. Occasionally, she's hung out with me and my boyfriend in the living room. I have seen him look her up and down a few times, but just thought it was a normal guy thing and brushed it off. Michelle had gone to bed early because she had to wake up early for the drill on Saturday. My boyfriend and I went to bed after getting home when I got a text from one of the soror's younger sisters saying there was an emergency at her place and I needed to come there now. I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to come help, and he said no and that he'd stay back. I told him I might be a while, and he insisted that he stay. I just chalked it up to him being tired. I ended up walking over to the girls' dorm to find one of them unresponsive from all the drinking at the social event. Her roommate was shoving a finger down her throat and making her puke up all the stuff she had drunk. We called an RA, and she said she would handle the situation. The RA drove my sister to an urgent care center, and I said I would meet her there after grabbing a coat and my car keys. I returned to my apartment and entered a scene that made my heart drop. My boyfriend was in his boxers standing in the doorway of Michelle's room. I entered and saw her crying on her floor. I asked what in the hell was going on and learned from Michelle that my boyfriend had tried to go into her room while she was sleeping and attempted to coax her into having intimacy with him. While I was getting the details from Michelle, my boyfriend stood there and said nothing. I believed Michelle and told my boyfriend to grab his things and return to school. I asked Michelle if she needed me to do anything for her, but she just said she needed to sleep for the drill over the weekend. So I drove to the urgent care to ensure my sister was all right and stayed until she was released in the morning. She is all right now and has to deal with the sorority council about her conduct at the social event. I just have no idea how to deal with my roommate because I know she must be traumatized by this. I don't want her to hate me after all this. I am enraged at my boyfriend and heartbroken that he would do something like this. I feel so sad and upset, and I have no hope. I have been texting her, but she's a drill, so replies are sporadic. He walked in and tried to get under her covers. She woke up and freaked, and he said he found her attractive and would love just one night with her. I think she started crying because she was so surprised and taken aback. Update. Long story short, I left my apartment for an emergency concerning a younger sister in my sorority. After telling my ex it would probably be a while before I got home, he decided to take his chance to try and coerce my roommate into having intimacy with him. His bright idea was to strip down to his boxers, enter her room, and attempt to enter her bed without any sort of consent. As a result, she freaked out. I kicked him out, and now I am updating what happened after that incident. Michelle did not come home Sunday night and stayed at a friend's place through Monday. She skipped classes for a mental health day, also because she needed sleep from a long and tedious drill. When she returned to the apartment, she already had a game plan from talking to an NCO at her unit. We talked and cried for a few hours and mostly just sat there in silence, finally feeling the weight of the situation. Everyone asked if my ex was forceful in a physical way with her, and he was not. The only time he touched her was when she started pushing him away. He tried pushing her hands away from him since he thought she would deck him or something. He was shocked because she refused to sleep with him and thought his amazing idea would go perfectly as planned. Michelle did not want to report him to the police, but she did want to report it to our university. She decided against going to law enforcement because our university can ensure some form of anonymity. Michelle is trying to attend officer candidate school when she graduates. Therefore, she did not want to deal with backlash if it hurt her chances of getting selected. We went to the Title IX office, and they immediately saw us after explaining the situation. We talked to a coordinator, but she wanted to talk to Michelle alone most of the time. After the meeting, we were assured that my ex would be banned from campus. She also said she would contact his school and ensure he faces some consequences. According to the coordinator, if his school took this seriously, he could get kicked out of his engineering fraternity and suspended for a semester. Michelle was wonderful with this. She just wanted him out of our lives forever. Our relationship as roommates does not feel awkward. I feel closer to her. We made the decision not to renew our quad apartment for senior year. Michelle and Emily will be getting a double, and Lee and I will also get one. As for my ex, I blocked him on everything and haven't contacted him since I told him to leave the apartment. I am ready to start a new chapter. However, as a last-ditch effort to see him burn, I messaged his parents on Facebook and explained what he did and why I would not attend Thanksgiving at their house. They saw the message, but they did not reply.